can't believe it. I can't believe it. Football, bloody hell. But they never give in. And that's the winner.
Welcome to the American Red Devils podcast. I'm John.
I'm Alex.
And we're bringing you the best Manchester United news from this side of the pond.
Woo, sir. How we doing? Manchester United 2, Chelsea Scum 1. Hey, it was an improvement, certainly from the weekend. United, all-action game, creating chances, lots of effort from the boys. We were definitely open at times. We were definitely wasteful of chances. We created a lot in this game. I thought the team showed a lot of heart. There were nervy moments in the first half, better in the second half when the manager made some changes. But most importantly, United get the win. McSauce gets the brace. And there are a lot of standout performances in this match. Magoo, Shaw, Garnacho, Amrabat, Bruno, and that's what you like to see. McSauce, who scored the brace, of course. How did I forget him? And that is my best feeling. Winning 3 points, obviously a lot to fix, but when there's multiple players that are running all over the pitch, it doesn't take that much to please a Manchester United fan when it's been this dire over the last few months.
3 points is just what the doctor ordered. Look, the holiday season is upon us. There's lots of fixtures coming thick and fast. There's been some international breaks, the doldrums of the fall, and then now they're going to be hitting. Like we said in this fixture schedule, there's nowhere to hide. Great, gritty win against Chelsea. It was exciting. It was an open game from like the first minute. It was back and forth. I felt like we were hitting them with 2 jabs. They were swinging with 1 left. We pip them with 3. They come back with 1. Should have scored more, but I think that's the theme. I think this match encapsulates a lot of what is going on at Manchester United, right? Wide open in the middle of the park. Like, yeah, we're getting forward. We're creating chances. We're not scoring. And then we're leaving these giant spaces in the park, obviously with the McTominay and McTerminator getting forward, which did help in this match. But again, it's not the best Chelsea side. So these patterns of play we've seen, but boy, was this an exciting match. And the effort from the lads. I mean, here's the real deal as a United fan and what you want to see. Shit game against Newcastle away. Dreadful. Bluffers on the field. We had issues in the press. We'll get to that. And then having the players back against the wall, they're being called bluffers. The manager back against the wall. Hey, he was turned up in the kitchen, rightfully or wrongfully. Eric Ten Hag, he didn't sweat, right? He came out, he picked his 11, and these boys came out and they were ready to go. They were absolutely ready to go. They are turned up from the jump, and they went the 90. And that's what I like, is they showed fight. It was a little sloppy at times, but it was exciting. It's what you want to see. This is what football fans want at Manchester United, regardless. And we let it all out on the pitch. We got the result, and look at McTerminator gets his resolve. And you got to say, well, job well done, boys. 3 points.
I love it. Love to hear it. I think the most important word you said is fight. They actually show some fight. It's not about necessarily winning or losing. It's about how you play the game. And today, we went out to win. Like you said, there's a lot of things you can improve upon, but there was effort. There was sustained effort. I think we were the better team by a mile, but we were still exposed the back, and we were still wasteful with our chances. I mean, that's the thing that we've seen all season. Obviously, we've seen some stinkers. We just never showed up. But even when we have showed up, we've been extremely wasteful with our chances, and then the game will turn on a dime, and all of a sudden we're caught out, and that happened quite a bit in the first half. But like you said, manager, he made some big changes. He benched Rashford. He also played Lindelof, but he made that sub at halftime, and I think that made a huge difference in the second half. And the boys that did play, you know what? They rewarded the manager for it. Amrabat probably had his best game as a United player. Garnacho continues to grow game by game. Anthony put in a decent shift. I'm happy. I enjoyed it. I was worried. I thought we were going to fucking bottle it. I thought we were going to blow it. I thought we weren't going to, A, get the second goal. And I thought, B, we were going to concede a second goal. It probably should have been like 5-2 or 6-3.
We had the penalty too, yeah.
And the penalty that we missed. Bruno, what are you doing there? But either way, I'm happy. And, on to Bournemouth. The Cherries. It's going to be a big game on the weekend. They are coming thick and fast, like you said. And we got to get the wins when we can get the wins, because after Bournemouth, there's 2 tough games in a row. And I don't even want to talk about that second one, because that could get ugly.
Yeah, look, it's interesting time of year. You're starting to see it in the table. Like, man, City was going to win the league. Now, like, everyone's Arsenal. Then it's like up and down all around. Villa beat City.
What about top 10 Villa, bro? What about that top
like
4
you
Villa?
called it last year. I mean, I'm going to say, but it's exciting seeing the table at the moment. Everything's all over the board. Teams winning, teams losing, looking left, looking right. I feel like this is what it was all about when we first started watching English Premier League over 20 years ago. And to see a season shaping up, the Christmas season is like you live or die by this set of games. You look at Manchester United. It was rough in the Champions League. We're gonna have to lick our wounds there. A win against Bayern, cherry on top. Would love to see that, but most likely we're going down in the Champions League. But if we can fight and hold the line in the league and chip up that table during the holidays, it will go a long way. But there are some twists and turns, like you mentioned, Anfield away. Can Erik ten Hag stop playing like open attacking football? Can we pack it in? Those are things that it's going to be interesting to see. And as a fan, I'm rooting for this team. I want to see us come through this holiday season by learning a lot, making adjustments, and chipping up the table. But who knows if we're going to see that. It's been a wild ride so far, a tougher season than anyone could have imagined.
Yeah, it's been a rough season for Manchester United fans. It's been a rough season for the squad. But here we are in a position all of a sudden, 3 points off the top 4, 3 points off City, which is crazy. Somehow they're in 4th place. And so many teams in the mix, so many teams fighting for those top 4 spots, let alone the first spot. And I think most importantly, after all the news, after all the bullshit headlines that came out on Monday that were in many ways predictable because we've seen them so many times over the last 7-8 years, the boys did show fight. And we could have lost today. We could have tied today, because they did have a bunch of good chances in the first half and we were so wasteful. But you could not argue that we didn't fight for the badge. And that was, I think, the most important thing to see today after how shit the game was against Newcastle on the weekend. So a little bit of hope. We got a tough run of games. We got an important game on Saturday that we have to win because they're a very winnable opponent.
And at home.
But I would probably start the exact same 11. If I was the manager, I know I only get 2 days rest. But actually, I wouldn't start the same 11 because I would bench Lindelof and move Shaw to center back because Lindelof was our worst player in the first half. But either way, 3 points, baby, against Chelsea scum. It's always great to beat the Blues.
All right, sir. Quick PSA for the podcast. If you like the America Red Devils, you like the Muppet Take, we don't have any sponsors on this podcast. We're 100% fan-backed. You want to go the extra mile, check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/America Red Devils. Tons of benefits. You get an extra episode every single month. Please check it out. Join the creme de la creme of the ARD community and keep the pod ad-free. We want to keep sponsors at bay. Ad reads and us aren't going to mix. So check out our Patreon. Also check out our store, americadevils.store. Stickers, scarves, shirts, you name it. Merch is there. Everything you buy supports us in the bunker, in the garage. It's cold in here, sir. We don't have heat in the winter. We don't have AC in the summer. So we're got to keep warm back here. It is I imagine maybe a little nicer than Carrington.
Yeah, honestly, we have carpets
that we installed ourselves. By the way,
tell about our carpet.
Also, it's the cheapest that Home Depot would sell. It's like they sell you the leftover.
Could have fooled me.
They sell you the leftover cut up pieces of carpet that we then put together. So it's a riot what we have going on in here. Also check out our website, americadevils.com. Fan-generated blog content is there. And obviously, if you want to give us a Muppet Take, americadevils@gmail.com. Or you want to write for our blog, please check it out. We hope everyone is having a good start to the holiday season. We know it's cold and getting dark out there. So everyone, enjoy that football.
Enjoy that football. Another great way to support the pod is write 5-star reviews, especially on iTunes or Spotify. And even better, the America Red Devils, we're giving away free merch, free holiday merch. All you have to do is write a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify. Send a screenshot of that review to americadevils@gmail.com. And I will pick, pack, and ship a free ARD scarf sent right to your door anywhere in the world. Here's a great review from Swing Easy 14. Woo, sir. How we doing? John and Alex, no ball. From Muppet Takes to the Excuse Factory working overtime, we love these two guys. Keep up the great pod, and congrats on the first pod trophy. Many more to come. I certainly hope so. Thank you, Swing Easy. Sir,
does the Excuse Factory get ramp up production for the holidays, sir? You
Oh,
know,
it's
because like holiday fixtures coming fast.
You know
The
how
Excuse
hard-
Factory is like going crazy.
I don't know if
right?
like your house is like
You got the Excuse Factory
the
elves?
Amazon guys. I'm sure the Amazon office is working even harder getting the shit out the warehouse. The guys delivering, the guys and ladies delivering, they're working overtime. A lot of packages. Excuse Factory. I'm gonna save it for next weekend with Anfield because I'm gonna have a shit ton of excuses to probably paper over that terrible.
I just
future
imagine
result.
Alex and like a bunch of elves in a factory just chugging out these excuses, sir. You know,
In my house, I am.
how is
sir.
AI going to impact the Excuse Factory economy?
You know, I got to start putting stuff in the ChatGPT to say like, how do you defend X? How do you defend Y? I don't think I need ChatGPT to make up excuses these days.
All right, let's get into it. Manchester United 2, Chelsea 1. Oh my God, so much relief reading out that score line.
I know. Jesus.
That 11, we had Onana in net, Delo at right back, Lindelof, Magoo, Shaw at left back, McTominay, Arambat, Bruno Fernandes in the hole, Antony on the right, Garnacho on the left, and Højlund up top. What do you make of that 11?
So this this is a dark AL pod today. This is 11. Couple question marks. You know, obviously I wanted to see Varane because I think Lindelof is our weakest defender behind Johnny Evans. So that was a little bit disappointing. I was happy to see Rashford getting the hook. He needed to after the really dreadful performance. Not even performance, the effort that he showed on the weekend. Amrabat over Kobe. I was a little surprised not to see my boy AWB, but Shaw in his favorite left back position. So some good things, some question marks, but overall, you know, let's see what they got. What do you think, sir, when you saw this?
Yeah, I think this is manager back against the wall, survival 11. This is who's not bluffing. Like if you want to know who isn't linking to the press, it ain't one of these 11. That's what the vibe I got.
Well
and
said.
you know what? When you pick that 11 and they show up and they show out like they did today, like leave it all on the field and play for that badge, that's what you want. But it is a survival 11, and the manager made the right call. Jumping into the match, United came out. We were ready to go at home, wearing red. Like, let's get them. It's Chelsea United, even though these teams are, melting down in the middle of the table. 4th minute, nice hit from Højlund. Great run. He forced the keeper into a good save. Great action from United. Garnacho involved. Højlund making the run. This is what you want to see from Manchester United. And in the 9th minute, sir, we had the penalty. Bruno Fernandes here. We gotta get the audio for this this miss here. Let's go.
Backing of the boss, Owen Hargreaves. Dalot. First time hit from Bruno Fernandes is just a little too high.
All right, here we are. The
Well,
call
there was
from
a view that
VAR.
Chelsea had a bit of,
Antony
rub-a-the-green
stepped on by Enzo
via
Fernandez.
VAR at the weekend, but it has not gone in their favour today. Chris Kavanagh, after being told by David Coote
Early
to go
Christmas
to the
present,
monitor,
sir. How are you
has
feeling? Was
decided
this
that
soft,
Mauricio
or you think this was
Pochettino's
harsh
men
enough to give a
will
pen?
concede a
I mean,
penalty for
I try to be impartial. I know I'm super biased. I love this club too
It's
much.
a VAR pen.
this. United
It's a VAR
could
pen.
do
It didn't
with
feel-
this.
Hold on.
And Bruno Fernandes doesn't
Terrible
give
pen-
them
I
an
mean,
early
it's a terrible
boost.
penalty.
Saved by
My boy,
Sanchez.
I love Bruno.
And then the
He's
rebound
top of the
over
stack
top
for me,
from Garnacho.
and he's usually clinical. He's made 90% of his penalties for Manchester United. He was 27 of 30 before this one. It's a very poor penalty. I thought we were lucky to get the penalty in the first place. Didn't impact the play, right? Like Anthony had a heavy touch, and then he got stepped on. So that's tough for me. I don't know if the rule on that one because like the ball was already
No,
gone.
it's a foul in the body.
I mean, it is a foul. It's definitely a foul. He
It's a
stepped on it.
VAR pen. I mean, it's a 2023
I thought we were lucky to get it. I thought we were lucky to get it.
VAR penalty present from the refs. Like from my perspective, I hate to see that given as a pen because like in the past, most likely it wouldn't have been right. It would have been something the ref missed. It didn't really impact a shot or a scoring chance. So it wasn't that material. So
If he didn't get the touch wrong,
But
but if he got the
it's-
touch right and was going best,
no,
as
it's a
and then got
foul
stomped.
and it's a pen. He got stomped in the box, but he like the ball he played was just blah. It was kind of it was very rash from Enzo. But look, we get an early present. I feel like this is kind of like we started well. Bruno misses the pen,
I know.
made the pressures
Took
on.
some gas out of us
I
for
felt
sure,
like
dude.
definitely a little nervous here. 12th minute, Chelsea hit the post after Amrabat. Bad giveaway. Was this going to break our backs? We don't know. But Mick Sauce, he would have his say, sir. 20th minute.
Amrabat. Bruno Fernandes with the disguised pass. Garnacho. Maguire. McTominay. It's been coming. Scott McTominay with a goal that brings huge cheers and massive relief for Manchester United. The unlikely goal poacher this season does it again.
What a goal. You heard it right. Maguire having to go. McTominay having to go. Scoring goals here, sir. But we needed that one. We broke through. And to be able to bounce back post-penalty miss was very nice.
The team showed a lot of fight. Still big issues to fix, right? We talked about the Amrabat giveaway. But we showed a lot of fight. We just kept pushing it. I think the fact that we almost got scored on and also blew a penalty that was pretty favorable for United was a good sign of some resilience shown today against the Chelsea Blues. So great goal from McTominay, great team goal. And that boy's got good feet. I'll tell you what, Scotty McSauce is like a solid finisher. He should play as like a false nine behind Højlund because he just keeps scoring.
32nd minute double stop on McSauce as United kind of ramp up here. 33rd, huge save from Onana. This was a big moment. Good to see him getting his gloves on it. 36th minute, Mudryk just wide with one of the worst neck tattoos I've ever seen in my life, by the way. I mean, like, this guy.
Oof.
One thing about Chelsea that, you said it earlier, and you should have stuck with your original take, is, like, they're bad. Like, their attack was bad. This guy is bad.
We should have scored 5 goals, bro.
His
They were
neck
so
tattoo
open. I know.
was like, dude, are you kidding
Did
me?
their
on that neck
midfield
tattoo?
look like a $200 million midfield? I mean, I was actually shocked that
Moise
Caicedo and Enzo didn't play better.
Look, Moise Caicedo and Enzo, I think they're both players. This Mudryk guy with that tattoo, you're done.
He wasn't cheap. He was
that
like
thing.
He was like the
did
same
you
as
see
Anthony.
it?
Yeah, it's not good. I know, but I don't want to pick on. People make life choices. What are you
On the
do?
Discord, you gotta check it out if you're not there. Is there a good neck tattoo? I don't know. I'm sure there is a good neck tattoo, but that is just I couldn't stop looking at it, and the fact he's bad is even worse. All right, Chelsea gets into it. Cole Palmer, no neck tattoo, Friar Tuck haircut. Let's go.
Thiago Silva to Mudryk. That's a good pass. Palmer, nice first touch. Still going, Palmer! The former Manchester City man levels for Chelsea at Old
I mean,
Trafford.
great goal. The young kid coming from shitty and playing well. But someone's got to tell me what the deal is with that haircut in England. Like, that is just a bad haircut. Like, everyone thinks that that's like the rage. I know we're talking net tattoos, haircut. That's a bad
Let's
cut.
talk about football.
He's not a bad. Look, he's
remember,
a
they
great
have
striker,
good haircuts.
good finish, bad haircut. Like
we get
the
haircuts
guy should have
in
better
England. I just got a haircut the other day. We're going to England.
You're
in
getting the
February.
Friar Tuck. You're getting the
I'm
Cole
not getting
Palmer.
shit like that, bro. I'm just say is they do very fine haircuts. We actually look forward to getting our haircut when we go see United play. Kessie Groomers, bro. Check it out in London. But apparently they also have that in their locker. Anyway, this is on Lindelof, bro. It's like we're opening the midfield for sure, but Lindelof, soft serve FC defending, just gives him time. Great finish from the Chelsea lad. Onana had no chance, but really the talk of the town is like, Lindelof, what are you doing, bro? And that's why he rightfully, finally, to see a good in-game tactical change from the manager, but hooking him at halftime was a huge upgrade because I think that made a giant difference in the second half. We were much more in control.
Look, it was tough time to concede as well. 1-1 right before half.
Yeah.
Going to halftime, manager makes a change. Reguilon for Lindelof, moving Shaw into the center back position. Like you said, made a big difference here. Game was wide open. 55th minute, Garnacho goes just wide from a curler. 61st minute, Antony's deflected shot goes just wide. And the 70th minute, knocking on the door, McSauce.
Antony's turn and hit. Reguilon. Garnacho. Good ball, surely! It's that man again.
Look, McTominay with the header. Great header, right? And we talked about this team hasn't been able to get on the ball.
Great
But
ball.
Garnacho, seeing the space, seeing the runners with the service. It was an amazing curling ball back post. I think Hoyland could have got it. McTominay didn't. There were 3 United players there, but McTominay first one to it. It's just an absolutely beauty of a cross, something that you like to see Garnacho not only taking the man on, but providing service to runners at the back post. Unbelievable.
He had a great game, and we need to see more of these balls from everybody. I mean, back post, this is how like half the teams in the Premier League score half their goals, is back post dinkers. Obviously, we see that with City all the time, but this was there so many times today, and just when we need it, great ball in, like you said, and there were probably 3 United players that could have scored this goal because Chelsea, I don't know, their defense just fell. One of the guys fell over. They looked at this goal. They didn't almost overturn it, but they looked at it. But good on McSauce, dude. He could have easily had a hat trick today, and he's been scoring goals, and we need him.
Look at 2-1. I was a little nervous.
Yeah, you be both.
72nd minute open net for United. Sauce blast it wide. We're still going for it. 71st, Garnacho one-on-one with the keeper. Big save. This one was game over. How it fell to him. He was just one-on-one and couldn't finish. We've seen him in this situation a few times. He'll get it eventually. He's a real player.
Yeah, he's a talent.
80th minute, another opportunity for Garnacho. Sub for Rashford for Hoyland. This sub, if you've been watching the game, you watch the game, right? You know what this sub is.
Go there. I'm with you.
No, I'm just saying, you know what this sub is, sir? This sub is just like, it's the manager basically saying, like, okay, you didn't play.
What do you
I'm
got?
benching you, but you're still Marcus Rashford. I want you on side.
Yeah, how do you reward the manager with that?
What do you mean?
How do you think he took his last 10 minutes of the game?
This is man management. But
did he grab him by the scruff
Sir.
of the neck? Did he grab? I'm just asking.
I'm just letting you know. This is, I like it from Ten Hag. He's not going full stubborn Dutchman. This is like a little man management. Get Rashford in because, at the end of the day, like we need Rashford playing well for Manchester United. We need options here.
We need goals.
But, you're going to sulk. You're going to sulk. He didn't come on.
He sucked a little bit.
We're learning. I'll tell you what. We're learning a lot about Marcus Rashford right now.
It's breaking my heart.
We're
dude.
learning
it's
a
actually
lot.
breaking my heart.
85th minute, couple of snap chances for Chelsea. 91st, Chelsea hit the post, but Onana had it covered. A little nervy from United, and then we had Evans for Garnacho. And that would wrap it up. A big win, 3 points. It's what we needed, 2-1. We didn't blow it. We didn't choke. Great effort all around from the lads. Gritty performance. Not like you got to go, if I'm going to say the Grinch corner, it is Christmas season, holiday season. The Grinch is going to say Chelsea suck. We are way too open. We've been way too open with Galatasaray. We got cooked at home by Galatasaray. We're going to get cooked by any team at a certain level, right? The Newcastles of the world, they'll just destroy us. We play the way we played against Chelsea. But this is not about beating the Newcastles. It's not about top 4. This is about fighting for the badge. This is about like playing exciting football and just showing that we're not done. I think that's where we're at right now. We're not at the we want to play at that next level, really. We're just trying to fight for our lives. And do these lads have fight? We found out today there's some fight. There's 11 players that have fight, maybe 12, 13 in the group that have fight. And we'll get into the nonsense later, but I really think that's what we're learning about this team versus the, tactical side, or maybe we're too open. It's just we wanted it more today. We got it, dogs. We're hungry. Let's go.
No, I think that's really well said. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to work on, especially that first half. Right, wasteful. We've seen that all season. Open, especially in the midfield, all season. But at the end of the day, they out-muscled Chelsea in this game over the 90 minutes. We fought for 50-50s. We were fighting. We were pushing up the field. People were cutting off. I know they were dreadful at times and giving the ball away, but United showed heart. They showed that they haven't given up on this manager yet. They haven't given up for the badge yet. And that's just, we need a little bit of that, goddammit. We're getting into the holidays.
God damn it.
It's hard enough, man. It's getting cold out. It's getting dark out. It's fucking raining here. And at least the lads can do is run around and put in a shift and try and win a jump ball, try and outmuscle someone for a tackle. And we saw that today. And we don't have to win every game, but if you fight every game, I'll be a happy fan.
No, that's what we want. That's what we want as fans. Is like the Newcastle game was not this. Like the Newcastle
Correct.
game was like despair.
Yeah, that was awful.
And this was not that, and it's refreshing to see and what the home fans want to see. XG, United 4.46 to Chelsea's 1.52. Stat sheet, 28 shots to 13, 9 on target to 3, 44% of the ball to their 56. At home, like, let's go. That's what we want to see.
12 corners, bro. We got to figure out our corners.
Yeah, no shit.
12 corners, bro.
And Manchester United attempted 28 shots, like we said, against Chelsea, the highest total in a single match in a Premier League this season. Damn straight. Looking at the tactical teardown, our
table. Go to the table, sir. Make us feel better. Tactical teardown.
We're going to talk tactical teardown. The keys to this was our defensive strategy and high turnovers. We weren't having any of it. Manchester United capitalized on high turnovers. We had 12 compared to Chelsea's 2. We were more effective pressing them, winning the ball, like you just said. Their higher passes per defensive action showed they allowed fewer passes before engaging. We were all over Chelsea, full of piss and vinegar at home, and that's what we want. We were winning the ball high, generating attacking opportunities, and ultimately the balance on the wing I felt was like very interesting compared to all of our past cluster maps. We had more coming in from the right with Antony. Like I said, I think he's a bluffer.
Do you?
I mean, does he score? I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Does he even
score.
assist? He's 0 for 5. Like, if you look at the passing lanes, he was 0 for 5. Garnacho was 2 for 4 coming off the left, right? So he's ineffective.
Oh, that's what that 0 is.
Yeah, the 0 for 5 means
it's very small. I can't.
Like, his 5 passing opportunities in like the dangerous channel from the right wing were like, nope.
He wasn't great, but he ran around.
He's there, and the patterns of play are being developed, which means over time.
No, I like that.
Those will convert to chances. You know what I'm saying? He'll come good if we just keep getting into those areas and players start understanding how this attack is flowing, and then it creates space on the left for Garnacho. Things are open at the back post like we saw. So I really felt like there was much more balance playing Antony. I've always said that he creates more balance. It's just not as effective. You want to see him scoring. You want to see him assisting. I just feel like whenever he's at the midline taking on defenders, that's not where you want him. Right, you want him on the right in the final third, and he can create something. Devils in the data. I thought the X threat, we doubled Chelsea's X threat. We had 1.94 to their 1, and the field tilt, we were all over them. 64% of the final third touches came to United versus their 36%. So again, we are more effective from an XG perspective, more effective in our threat creation, and dominated the final third, which is what you want to see at home for Manchester United against, the hollow Chelsea scum. You know it.
Makes me so happy to beat Chelsea because they're, like I said, we became United fans 04, 05. Like, that was the rivalry back then. Arsenal was kind of being eclipsed, and Chelsea were the new dogs that were trying to eat our lunch. Today, I like that what you talked about. We were getting the ball high up the pitch. When we did win it back, we were all often in the final third, and we were so wasteful. We didn't know what to do with it. I think the team needs to show a little bit more composure when they do get the ball high up, right?
A lot of changes in the attack, though.
A lot of changes in the attack for sure, but we were also we were doing what I imagine this manager wants to do, which is press high line, turn the ball over, have high impact chances up when they don't have numbers. And we did that. It's just that we were super wasteful, but at least the pressing was there. The effort was there. And if you're going to try and do what Erik ten Hag seems to be trying to do, the boys got to run a lot. And if they don't run, they get even more exposed.
Looking at the table, we got the Gunners in first, 36 points. Scouse Bastards in second at 34. Villa, top 10 Villa, 32 points. Shitty. Lost to Villa, unbelievable, 30 points. Tottenham, 27. United, 27. Tied with Tottenham. Newcastle, 1 point behind, but they have a game in hand. So Tottenham and Newcastle, game in hand. So you got to caveat those two. Regardless, 6th right now. Losing to Chelsea would have been big. This was a big 3 points. Anytime you count 3 and you're in the type of form United are, you got Leakin, you got press coming for you, the whole nines. Like, you just need 3 points. And this was a huge one. But unfortunately, we don't have a lot of rest from this one. Like,
Holy
anytime
shit, right?
you go back to back to back, you can stack 9. You can have a big Chelsea win. You could bottle it against the Cherries. You could get crushed by Bayern. It can go left or right. Like, you can play through like great form. It's like a box of chocolates, sir. We don't know what we're gonna get with this team right now, and I just hope we come good during the holidays because I love these festive fixtures.
I love the festive fixtures when United are playing the United way, right? And like you're hearing the cantinas and you're hearing the fans in full voice and the boys, as in the lads who play on the pitch and get paid big money, put some pride in the badge and work hard. And we don't always have to win, but we have to play to win. And they at least played to win today. And they got the reward they deserved.
All right, let's hear from the manager.
Like that you didn't win the match early, but you did because you had a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, I think so. That it's not the frustration. In the end, we won, but we could have made our life much easier when you scored 3 times in the first 30 minutes. Because I think we started very good, very proactive, very dynamic, very brave, and yeah, we created a lot of chances in that moment, and yeah, we could have go up with 2 or 3 goals.
Was that the reaction and the response you wanted and needed from Newcastle?
Yeah, last week we played 3 games. 2 times we play good. I would say against Everton, very good. And then 1 bad performance. But you see this team is in the good direction. Is very good progressing. And so yeah, we are pleased with that. And I know sometimes you have bad performance, but then still you can get a result. That is the next step we have to make. When you stick together, when you have the right attitude, when you fight it, and even in bad performances, you have to collect points. So yeah, that's going to be the next step. But you see how we play, the style, so dominating the opponent in and out of possession. And that is the way I want to play. And so I was very pleased, and for me it was very enjoyable how the team today played.
All right, so you heard from the manager. Everything is amazing. We are headed on the right direction. How are you feeling about those comments?
He didn't say amazing, so why don't you tell us how you're feeling about
Sure,
these comments?
tell me.
You clearly have strong feelings.
I
Here,
don't.
You clearly do. So
No,
tell
it's like he's polishing it up pretty good.
Yeah,
He's polishing it pretty hard.
He's a
in my
manager.
opinion.
What do you expect? You expect a manager to be like, we were right here
You
open?
think
we were right?
he says we're playing like I don't know.
He was talking about this game.
It's a tactic. It's a tactic. You talk about the pressers. Manager should basically give you shit and keep you in the dark, right? Shouldn't that be the tactic?
Well, I think
he's shining it up. I'm surprised how much he's shining it, because to say that Everton was like a really good performance, or like Galatasaray was a good game to hang your hat on. Those are the ones where I'm just kind of like I'm a little confused more than like, hey, this is a good game, this is a good win. Newcastle was rough, but to like hang your hat, those 2 were like good games, and that's how we want to play. I might disagree there.
I think you're making too big of a deal about what the manager says to the press and in like a after the game thing.
He is shining
I think
it.
he's trying to be positive because he's the manager of Manchester United, and everyone is always circling. The vultures are always circling around this club. Everybody wants us to be in chaos, including the people in that press room. And even if the team isn't playing well, I think you have to act like, things are going great. Everything's fine. It's us against the world, because guess what? It is us against the world. It always is. It's always Manchester United against everybody else. Because if you're not a Manchester United fan and you care about football, you hate Manchester United. And that's just the way it goes. And he's had a lot of criticism. A lot of it's justified. Some of it less so. The guy's been like fighting for his life. And I think now it's just about survival. It's about like keeping our head above water until we get some of these other players back and we pick up some form. Bro, he's fighting. I want him to fight. I want him to fight.
Last year he was like a little more honest. I kind of felt like when we didn't play well, he kind of called it like it was, and I was surprised how like straight he was last year. I'm only comparing it to like what I've seen from him in the past. And now like I think it's kind of back against the wall, shining it up and selling it to you, which makes sense because things are tough.
He's under the couch.
I just feel like it's like a little bit of change of tact, not like I need the manager to be a certain way, but I was used to Erik ten Hag being a little harsh on the performances last year. Now we're kind of shining him up. And like I think that's like might be because it's like we get a little warm.
We're not playing as well. We're not playing as well.
A little warm in the kitchen there. But sir, that's over. It's done. 3 points in the bag. It's the next match, Manchester United versus Bournemouth, Old Trafford. Sigh of relief. It's at home, Saturday, December 9th, 7 a.m.
If we were going to the Vitality, bro, I would be fucking nervous. I'm still nervous, but I'd be especially nervous.
10 a.m.
You're going to
Eastern.
South Coast.
I'm not nervous. We beat them 12, drawn 3, lost 3. First time we played them, 1949. We beat them 6-0 in the FA Cup.
Need one of those. Come on.
Tuned them up. Last 5, 1-4, lost 1, sir. Cherries coming in this game. City did them 6-1. They beat Newcastle
I know, bro.
2-0. They beat Sheffield United 3-1. They drew Villa, top 10 Villa, and they beat Crystal Palace. They're on a run.
They're a good team.
Formed in 1899 as Boscombe, they adopted Bournemouth in 1971. Who would draw Boscombe?
I pulled this shit from the agenda. And I didn't catch up on the Boscombe.
Nicknamed the Cherries. They played at their home games at Dean's Court, aka Vitality Stadium. Their home colors are red and black stripes. Shirts inspired by that of the Italian club AC Milan. They entered administration for the second time, were relegated back to League Two in 2008, and they fought up with their man Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe ran them for a long time, sir. Now he's at Newcastle. It's hard to like Eddie Howe at Newcastle. They play the 4-2-3-1. Like you said, they recently switched their manager, Solanke, leading the line. We were linked to him as well back in the Ole days. But for United, it's all about the injuries. Malacia, Casemiro, Martinez, Evans. He just got back today. Ericsson's still out. Mason Mount. Breaks my heart that Mason Mount is out with injury, man.
I want him. Need him. Oh, baby, oh, baby.
Need that Mason Mount Yankees, like, off-white drip at the team dinner.
I know. You see
Let's
that?
go. Love Mason Mount. Couldn't like him more, you know.
He's coming back. He's going to have a big second half of the year. I'm feeling it now.
No, he's
due, bro. Tonight, he would have been terrific tonight in that 11.
He reminds me of Wout Weghorst. He's such a great player, sir. Jaden Sancho.
Very good. Speaking of
I'm
Wout
on.
Weghorst, he's like Wout Weghorst.
I'll tell you that.
Wout might be better than
Wout
Jaden.
Weghorst playing as much as he played last season.
I know. That is the number one criticism of the manager last year, by far.
It's like, you all right,
He's my
bro?
boy, bro. And that is
You
number
all right?
one by a
Like, you all
mile.
right? You playing this dude?
It's not
Like,
his fault they signed him.
he
It's
is
his fault. They
horrible.
played him. He played him 20 games in a row.
We were playing with 10 men last year because he wouldn't stop playing that
He
dude.
was terrible.
Like,
He was-
like,
he-
what did
he had
Wout
a good
Weghorst?
final.
He had
He had a good
info
final. He
on
had
the
an assist.
manager. He had info on the manager, sir. That's the only way that goes. Okay, injuries. What is your starting 11? You said he might go back to the same, but obviously you want to see Lindelof out.
No, I think I did this 11 before the game. Proactively, sir. Speaking of proactive, reactive. So I'm going to, similar to today, I think, he should freshen up some areas. I don't think he will. I think he's going to stick with the 11 he got. So Onana, AWB, Maguire, Shaw, Reguilon, right? Because he's going to push Shaw to center back. He needs to. Lindelof has been a liability for weeks and months and years. McTominay, Amrabat, Bruno, Garnacho, Højlund, Anthony. Rashford, stay on the bench, bro. I thought the way he came off the bench, I understand what you're saying. You're right. You're totally right.
Him and the manager are not getting along, and the manager, that was an olive branch.
Yeah, but he was barely running around,
And-
bro. He came out for 10 minutes. He couldn't run, and the team was
He's not.
fighting.
Rashford's not happy. Rashford.
Yeah, but he gets paid $400K a week to
no,
be happy.
I'm not.
Be happy. Happy up.
I'm not that worried about Marcus Rashford, dude. I'm worried about finding an 11 that will fight for this team and fight for this manager, fight for the fans. That's all I care about. I'd rather United lose and show that they care than have someone Instagram their haircuts and get paid $400K a week. And not do nothing, right? I don't need baby mama drama. I need football. I'm trying to I got enough of that in my real life. I'm trying to get distracted from that, and as far as my 11 goes, I got Onana. I'm going to say AWB. You got to bring Varane back. You got to play him with Maguire. You got to work that center back pairing out. I don't agree.
He was injured apparently today, though.
Yeah, I know. This guy buys everything,
Okay.
Varane, Maguire, you got to play Luke Shaw at left back. He's better in the attack with Garnacho. You're going to have the Amrabat, McTominay, Bruno. You need Garnacho. You're going to have Højlund, and you got to go Anthony. That is it. Rashford is getting the bench, sir. We got to figure out what we got from the bookies here. What do we got here?
Here comes the money. Money, 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 money.
I don't know if I like this, sir. United heavy favorites. -160 at home, +340 for the draw. And Bournemouth almost 4 times your money, +390. Sir, given the odds, what is your score prediction?
I mean, I'm very confident right? I wasn't so confident in Chelsea. Felt like we were kind of waffling there. We kind of show some fight. But, I mean, with Bournemouth, this should be a tune-up. It's at home. Like, the lads, you saw it today, like, show up well at home. We're horrible away. We were bad away last season. We're going to show up at home. This is going to be good vibes, holiday season, just waiting for Anfield. So I'm going to say 2-0 for Manchester United.
I'm going to play the universe card because it worked today because I called a 2-0 loss and we won. I'm calling a 2-0 loss. I do think this game's going to be very tight. I think Bournemouth's a very good team in terms of their organization. They're going to work really hard. They're going to defend as a unit. They're going to counter really fast. So I'm going to say 2-0 so the universe will reward me accordingly.
I will say Chelsea was way worse than I anticipated.
No, they were incredibly bad.
So for everyone,
They were.
I think also part of this club and this team is just kind of the ups and downs. Is like Newcastle was bad, probably not like fire the manager bad, like everyone made it out, right? And then it's like this Chelsea win was not that good, but everyone's acting like we're back, baby. And I feel like the amount of time we go from like hot seat manager to like we're back is like now it's like game by game, where it used to take 6 games on the slide to get you into that position. I feel like we're just the volatility is so high right now,
bro. It's like the reactionary nature of social media and the clickbaity culture of journos in England in general, I would say.
Well, I mean, like overall, this, if you look at like if you try to take the 10,000 foot view, it's like this season's been a disappointment. You look at like last year, how we played. You look at like the guys that we brought in, the money we've spent to like improve the team in the manager's image, and like where we should be. If we were just like 10% off last season, or like we had some injuries and we weren't just but like we have been.
We do have some injuries.
No, but like the football that we've been playing has been like the Wolves game. Day one, something ain't
Remember
right.
game one
it was
last
like,
year?
Wolves was, but we got that out of our system. We fought back. We had a great season, top 4, the silverware. And then after that season, to have Wolves happen, it was just like, we're in it for a while. And, back against the wall. Look, McTominay, post-game interview in this game, made a great point. He said, hey, why do we win? He said, the manager. And then what did he say right after that? He said, we had light training this week in preparation for this match. And crediting the manager for the win and then saying we didn't train too hard and then all of a sudden we came out. Does that mean that Erik ten Hag, the stubborn Dutchman, changed something and then we saw things change on the pitch? And last year when he changed things,
you said that last
things
pod,
changed
bro.
on the pitch.
The best he ever did last year was when he allowed himself to be a little flexible.
Exactly.
You have to be both, bro. You don't want to be binary. You just all stubborn or all flexible like Ole was. And that's a good sign, because if he will be flexible, he's going to have a much better chance of being successful at Manchester United. And I would credit a lot of his success last year to switching things up when they didn't work and not being like set in his ways.
Exactly. I feel like he has
other than fucking wow.
What's incredible is like after how many months with this manager, it's like he's incredibly stubborn, but the moment he decides to change it, it
good.
clicks.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
And that's what I think he got into. This rut he's been in has been longer than any rut he's been in. But like if he could say, hey, you know what? I'm running you till you die in training. Everyone's injured and we're like, nobody wants that. They're like dying out there. And then like you just lighten up and the lads are like happy and they're like fighting for you. Like, all right, there you go. Sometimes you got to take the L.
Yeah.
But if he made that, I thought it was a very interesting comment that was made.
That's
good news.
The fact that
that's
he said
great news that you want to hear, because the fact he's like, finally, we weren't just running gassers on the line. But I wish I could see what went on in United Trading. So let's get into the news.
This guy runs a couple gassers. The cold Manchester.
All right, quick story back to Jersey. I got to tell this one. This is New Jersey in the news. Alex and I played high school football together. That's how I met him.
American football.
Freshman. You were a freshman. I was like, I think junior.
Sophomore.
No, I'm 1 grade above, sir.
2 grades above. If I was a freshman.
Yeah, you're right. Tells you a lot about New Jersey public school.
It's been a while.
Okay, so the football coach makes the whole team stand on the line. Alex, you were like, you know,
fuck you. You're telling this story? You're telling
Alex, you know,
we got a lot of football stories. This is the story you decided to tell?
Alex played O-line. He was a big boy back in the day. Big boy, O-line, you know. And the coach would make us run from one end, from the half to the other. And he'd time you. And everyone on the team had to do it less than 60 seconds. And if one person couldn't do it, then he'd make you run it again. And the only person on the team that couldn't run that in 60 seconds was Alex. And the coach made the whole team keep running.
I don't think it was 60. I think it was like, I'm trying to.
No, it was 60. No.
Like, sure?
It was 60 seconds, and it was like you were the only one on the team who couldn't do it. And it made the whole team like hate you. And I don't know what that was doing, but clearly it was like brutal. Like it was very.
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble, and I don't want to be.
Sometimes I miss Mourinho. That's like the
that's probably Ten Hag.
sadomasochism of New Jersey and of American football, bro. There's an American.
Yeah, but
football
Ten Hag's
subculture.
probably got some American North Jersey football.
So who's
culture
the
in him.
guy
he's
that
like
can't do a? Is that Jadon
short
Sancho?
shorts, whistle? You know the whole. I can imagine he's like that.
Anyway,
like, you know.
what's going on? What's going on in the Manchester United universe?
Apparently-
never dull.
Apparently, because of his North Jersey ways, he's lost elements of the United dressing room.
This was Monday.
His style and treatment of Jadon Sancho being questioned. Look, again, I've said it here on the pod. Like, you know, you don't need to be a genius. Something's going on at this club. Something's going, like, you don't have last season. You like the goalie might just be nervous and like not be like the goalie might let him.
So you think this is valid? So you're going to this is the legit Sky Kavanagh, the guy who talked up Qatar for a year and a half. No, I'm just asking. Sorry, I didn't interrupt.
So
outing me 60-second fucking can't do a sprint in 60 seconds. This guy killing me, laying me out like through the goals.
but you couldn't do it, and we had to keep running.
Yes, how do
and
you
then
think,
like you never did it. It was
how
like
do you think that
literally
made
the
me
coach
feel?
was like, "You're
Oh,
worthless."
you had to run more.
No, I understand.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like it's like he was hazing
And
you.
then me
but there's like
individually.
60 people on the team, and we all had to run because you couldn't run it. And I remember
that's sick, bro. That guy
It
should
is
be. He
sick.
should be an
It-
institution for
he
doing that.
enjoyed it, and
He's a sick fuck. Yeah, fuck
I'm just like, you know, yeah. But whatever, sir. I'm sure that scarred you.
It did. It did. Can't you tell? It's been 500 pods. I got something wrong with me,
Like,
bro.
I'm going back to your famous argument, like two things can be true at the same time. It's like, yes, clearly something's going on behind the scenes at United. How much drama or what percentage? You can debate the percentage. It could be 5, it could be 10, it could be 50, it could be 60. You don't know what it is, but there is some, like, where there's smoke, there's fire. In a dressing room, you always see it. It doesn't mean that they're right. It doesn't mean that Jadon Sancho is right. It doesn't mean that Varane is right. It doesn't mean Eric Ten Hag's right. We don't know nothing. That's the whole point. The issue is that when you're trying to manage a team and then you're dealing with all this BS, which is whatever Manchester United is, the leaking, the journos, the drama, etc., right? It doesn't help you win football matches. And when you saw us come out against Wolves, like I think something if I had to go back, something happened this preseason. Something happened this preseason. I think it was just like this preseason was way too intense. Like too many games. The manager had him like running like dog, like whatever. He went so hard. He started losing people. We come back. Wolves happen shortly after that. You know, I'm sure the Sancho stuff started boiling. Right, we didn't get the final blow off top for like a couple more weeks. But at the end of the day, like, there had to be a faction. Look, Rashford's boys with Sancho, Rashford's boys with Jay Lings. Like, you know, we've seen this whole thing. Then, like, Sancho's out, Rashford's not playing well. Like, Rashford's now not, you know, he's disenfranchised. Like, rumors are Martial could be as well. Like, how many of those guys are feuding with the manager? Varane isn't. So there's something to this. It's the question of, like, why is it affecting United? And clearly that 11 today, they don't care about this. And it's good to see, because if half the locker room was lost, you wouldn't see this many players playing. So I don't think the story's true, but I do think there are big name players at United who've leaked in the past, who've got managers fired, who are leaking again. And I just think that that's the story.
I don't disagree with that. But this is a two-part story. On Monday, after our dismal performance on the weekend, all these stories came out from the same bunch of bluffers. Sky Kavanagh is one of the biggest bluffers in the game. Look at all of him pretending like Qatar was going to buy Manchester United, and then he shows up with a fucking empty bag. Luckhurst from Men, which has just become clickbait nonsense. And here's the thing. Yes, there are people in this squad that need to be getting rid of and don't want to run for the team, and there are players that even, it hurts me to say, because me, bro, I'm a big backer of Marcus Rashford, but Marcus Rashford seems to be like a grade A bluffer based on what he showed on the weekend, what we're hearing in the press, and some other things that we're hearing. So if players don't want to play for Manchester United, that's fine. They can move out, but there's like the ability of like journalists, quote unquote journalists, to make up stories and then not go to the other side of the camp.
Okay, I got a comment on it.
Let me finish my
You're
comment.
saying things that are not true. It's like they're not making this up.
Yes,
They're
they are
being-
making it
they're
up,
being,
sir. You cannot take one source.
There's two.
unnamed-
There's two things you're missing. You have to understand. There's two things that you're missing. They were banned because they did not reach out to the.
Well, let me finish the point. That's what I was going to make, sir. Is when you name an unnamed source.
If somebody says that, if somebody tells them that 50% of the locker room is off, they're just reporting what that person told them. That's not
not news, bro. That's not journalism.
That's not false.
That's
They're just
one
saying what
unnamed
if
source.
Marcus Rashford calls them.
But do you know how
and
journalism
says it-
works? If you get a quote from somebody who won't list their name, then you should go to the other camp and say, "Hey, so and so or an unnamed source said that you lost half the dressing room." What do you think about that?
you corroborate it.
No, you go and ask the other side for their side of the story. That's what
don't-
real journalism is.
So if you have unnamed sources, you corroborate with people don't like to use unnamed sources, but in sports, this happens all the time. Look at what just happened in the New York Jets this week. The same thing happened.
What happened in the New York Jets this week?
Like I don't want to get on the pod, but the same like leak from the locker room where the quarterback said he didn't want to play, and then it like didn't look like the same exact scenario where people leak, right? So it's like there's clearly what you can take from this leak is there are leakers that are real players in the locker room that are getting this information to the press. Now, yes, I can yell at Samuel Luckhurst for taking the bait. I can yell at Sky Cave for taking the bait. But I bet you that these are impeachable sources that are probably Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial. And if they are putting these stories in the press, it's really a player. I blame the players at United that are leaking this stuff, not necessarily the journos. And that's ultimately the mess here because they're getting it just like Qatar was whining to Sky Cave, who then whined on the air for them. Rashford or Martial, or we saw it with Henderson, or even Maguire was allegedly one of the leakers back in the day. Like these legit players are leaking this info. Like our players are leaking this. To say it's not coming from a United player, it's coming from United players.
It's not coming from a United.
That's the
We have
problem.
35 players in the squad. To make an assertion based on what it doesn't. That's not the point. The point is these guys got banned. I think they got rightly banned. Fergie did it as early as '95 when people were making up stories. These guys have been making.
But I don't
up
think
stories.
it's false.
I
think Manchester United players
they
are
can get
leaking
jaded.
it.
Yes, if one
So
guy
to say it's false is wrong. Is what
it is false to say that he's lost 50% of the dressing room. I think that's preposterous based on one source, sir. So that is not journalism to say because Jadon Sancho said, "Hey, he's lost half the dressing room," or it's someone else. That is not he said he lost half the dressing room, so that's that. That is not how journalism works, bro.
This is to say that sports journalism is supposed to meet these high standards.
It should
Also, is
hit
just
some
bizarre.
standard,
It's
and England's especially low.
I bet it's coming from What
are the banning? Were they right to be banned? Let's talk about that instead.
No, I agree with you that the percentage is not what I'm focused on, but I agree the percentage is probably embellished to say, but the percentage is being presented to them by some. I guarantee you, it's not insert a player doesn't play. I guarantee you, it's Varane. It's a big name that is getting this out there. It's they're
Probably Marcus.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So to say that they shouldn't run with it in this era of there is no, it's just whatever, everyone's putting things to get clicks. I just think that that's what you expect. My concern is who's leaking it. Why are they leaking it to kill the manager and hurt the team? And that's what's going on inside the locker room. That to me is the issue. I don't care about the bluffing journalists.
Yeah.
I think it's a distraction. Look, ban them, but it doesn't matter. I'm concerned Sancho doesn't play, Varane isn't playing, Rashford doesn't want to run, and then like you're getting these leaks. And that just shows me the drama behind the scenes is like untenable and is hurting this club and hurting this team. This journalist thing is a distraction. It's like trying to get people to get mad at these idiots. They got no morals, sir. You think that they're just slippery guys trying to get clicks. I don't put them on a pedestal. It's the players who are giving them this info, which unfortunately to me, I wish it was like Dean Henderson who was like not playing or something like that. But I think it's coming from like real deal players, Martial or Rashford or somebody like that. And that hurts United. It's hurting this club. But unfortunately, this is the playbook. We've seen it before. The players do this. They're petulant children. And when they follow the manager, they're going for the kill shot. And this is what we're dealing with. That's why you have
they try to get him fired on.
Exactly.
They try to get him fired on Monday. And
Yes.
I agree. I think both things are true. I think you're right. The bigger issue is the fact that we still have a lot of players who need to be moved out of this team. If this manager or the next manager are going to have any shot in hell to be successful in England, in Europe, they should fuck these guys. The guys who are talking shit, they've been talking shit forever. They just make shit up. But at the same time, we have real problems when you have players who want to get the manager fired. And that is exactly what they were trying to do on Monday, whether it was cooked up by the press or legitimate, and it's probably a mix of both. But the fact that they're trying to do it once again, sir, they did it 18 months ago. They did it 24 months before that, or 36 months, I think 3 years with Ole. But like, sir, Leopard doesn't change his spots. What did Keane say 4 years ago? Leopard don't change his spots.
No, exactly. Totally right. And look, I don't think 50% of the locker room's gone, but like these guys are also idiots. Like who cares?
they are idiots.
Like who
They
ca-
are
like,
idiots. Sky
like
Kavanaugh,
rag
bro.
journalism in England for like Manchester United. You think these guys are writing anything that isn't toxic? I mean, come on. Nemanja Matic had a great interview where he just like killed Paul Pogba and Jadon Sancho. Like said that they basically were late all the time. It was horrible. Look, but this is also good. This is everything we
No, it is
knew
good.
that's
It
coming
is
out. Like all these stories are coming out about these players, how they are like. Everything we thought we knew about Paul Pogba was true. Like he was a problem. He was like
Doping.
yeah, and we'll get there. And then obviously there's the Jadon Sancho's amazing article. Like who's leaking this?
Isn't that great? I thought you'd enjoy that. I thought that was like a little bit.
Jadon Sancho's training like a beast. Exactly. Yeah. Like you don't think Jadon Sancho's people are spinning it anti-Ten Hag. Maybe Rashford doesn't like Ten Hag. Maybe him and Sancho are boys. They're talking about it. Maybe they got the same representation. They're going to be spinning these stories. Look, it's all like I just can't believe that it's like we're so far away from winning a title. You know what I'm saying? We're winning, like trying to win the press. I mean, like that's what doesn't make sense. Everything is upside down and backwards here when it comes to Manchester United because our players are more worried about this game than they're worried about winning. And they're not ashamed of losing. And they don't want to try hard. And it's just like everything is just about the money. It's what the Glazers have done to the club over time. And I think you got to clear house. I think you got to get rid of it all, burn Carrington into the ground, and rebuild anew. Otherwise, we're going to be doing this movie forever. And it's a bad movie. It's a bad, but they're wearing the best jersey in the land. But it's a bad movie. Jumping to fan questions at JDW300. Much needed win today. Best we've played in quite a while. Anthony looking better each game. Garnacho's great. McSauce bagging goals. I'd like to see Holland more involved, but great hold-up play. Still not big on our central defense. And even Maguire played well. He has been. At JackBourne86, sirs, I can live with getting our asses kicked as long as we play with heart like we did today. Props to the starting 11. Put them on the pitch at Anfield. And hey, we're only 3 behind City. Cat 3.
It got downgraded. Tropical storm, baby. We're off the hurricane. That's huge news.
Anfield's going to come down to the manager wanting to play defensively, which he does not want to play defensively.
I'd pack
it in,
bro.
Understand that.
I'd be packing it in like big time.
He's not going.
How stubborn is this stubborn SOB? He's stubborn, but like, is he stubborn to go play 4-4-3 or 4-3-3 and just try and take him to it? He should pack it in, bro. 5 midfielders.
At D_Cole, sirs, good win against a bad Chelsea. Let's not get carried away. McSauce, the only one that seems to know what fighting for the badge means. Anthony thinks he's Robin. He's barely Ashley Young. Surgeon Ratcliffe and Eric Ten Hag have a major rebuild to start out the summer. Who stays? Who goes? From the players, like I want them all gone.
All of them?
I mean,
like 8. There's like 8
I
of them.
keep Garnacho.
That's it.
I keep Garnacho.
I'm not as hard,
Manu.
but it's fewer. It's
I'm
there's
Grinch.
30 guys in the squad. You keep less than 10.
I mean,
8 of them. Shaw, Martinez,
I
Kobe.
You got Shaw.
Mount.
You got Shaw.
I'm keeping Bruno. I'm dumping Rashford.
Martinez
he's off
is-
my list now.
Martinez is like one of those guys where you're like, he's great, but he don't play. You know?
He broke his foot. You know,
He came back too early, got hurt again. I mean, you're talking about like he's missed more than he's played.
no,
Like close. We're getting there.
He got injured in April. Dude, we saw how good he
a
was.
long
We saw how
time.
good he was at the World Cup.
No, he's a good player. He didn't start. Didn't start for Argentina.
He should have. That's
You know?
politics. He's better,
I agree.
He's better than Otamendi,
I'm just,
bro. Come on.
look,
Or
I
the
lo-
other guy, the guy on Spurs. Come
Dude,
on.
we are a different team with him in it. I'm a Butcher fan. I'm just saying that like center back is durability. You need to be durable.
It's
as a
too early
center
to
back.
call it. It's too early to
Look,
call
look
it.
how durable
He's too-
Lindelof.
We're a year and a half into
Maguire.
having him, bro.
No, I understand, but like, I'm just saying it's tough.
He's not Phil Jones, bro. He ain't. You know.
Injuries are killing us at the moment. They
are.
But what kills me is that whenever the manager is in this position, which he is kind of back against the wall, it's like McTominay, Maguire. It's like the same team we see. It's like, so why are we always here? We see the same team.
Well, the
It's
amazing thing
it's
is like he's fighting for his life after what happened in the press this week. And the players who actually like you thought would have been on the outs 12 months ago, 6 months ago, are the players that he picked to go fight for him.
no, I
Maguire-
know, but that's
that
all
was
we
shocking.
see. It's like that's not gonna help us win anything. you know?
We're not
It's
winning
like,
shit
I
for a
know,
while.
it's
The whole
just
point is
we're
like it's survival, bro. We got to survive until Ratcliffe shows up and brings in some heavies and like fires everybody and sells a lot of these players. And my thing I said to you, sir, is I don't think Ratcliffe's going to go deep enough because in order to go deep enough, you got to sell Marcus Rashford for $100 million and move on.
I don't know if you get $100 million for him.
Not now, bro. You know, you got 60, 50.
At Love the Bulls 18. I don't know whether this team was good or Chelsea was bad. What do you say? Were we good? Were Chelsea bad?
What's my favorite thing to say, bro? Both. We played a decent game. We could have been much better. Chelsea were shocking. They gave we closed down well, bro. I mean, we played them off the park in terms of our effort level, but they were also shockingly susceptible to. I mean, a good team would have scored 6 goals easy against them. They gave the ball away so much in the final third.
They were bad. I'm gonna say that like
You're gonna say bad.
we played better than I thought we would. We had more piss and vinegar. We had more fight, but Chelsea was way worse than I thought. Chelsea was way worse.
What did I say a month ago? I didn't think they played that bad.
At the real Baccarat, are we back, boys?
No, of course not.
I mean, we're back when we win the title, in my opinion. That's like we're back.
Is relevant.
We're,
There's a lot of
we're
levels
back.
of back.
You know, I think we're back when we win the title. At Bry Guy 666. Hard to get excited because this team is so up and down, but maybe it's the kickstart we need. 3 points. On to the next. McSauce still sucks. Don't be fooled, people. Really, you think? What do you make? Does McSauce? We said squad player.
He's a squad. He's a box-to-box squad player. He's really dangerous in the box. He's not your starter. He's not going to go win the Champions League final, but he's a player that's useful to have in your squad because you know what? You're going to play Burnley. So Chelsea's now like a Burnley. You're going to play teams who are going to give the ball away, who you can get at, but also, hard to break down sometimes. I don't know.
Look, sir, we did it. That's it. That's the podcast. Win sprints and all. Under 60 seconds, sir. We did it. You like the American Red Devils podcast, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/American Red Devils, AmericanDevils.store for our merch, AmericanDevils.com. Check it out, sir. Give us our top 10 downloads last 7 days.
Number 1, how you doing? How you doing? Dublin, Ireland. Appreciate you. Los Angeles, California. Chicago, Illinois. New York. Dallas, Texas. Washington, D.C. Melbourne, Australia. Brooklyn, New York. Houston, Texas. And last but not least, Oslo, Norway. Appreciate all the American Devils listening week in, week out. Couldn't do without you. Ooh, Stretford ended rising. I heard it rising today. Appreciate all the American Devils. Big game of the weekend. Let's go.
Sir, how many dark ales do you have on the pod?
Only 2.
What are you drinking there?
Guinness.
Let's
Thank
go.
goodness it's Guinness.
Midweek podcast, Guinness, Bournemouth Cherries.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
Let's